Right, okay. Let's get right into it because we need to talk about a really, really big moment in wrestling just recently.
Yeah.
We're doing a deep dive into WWE SmackDown from June 20th, 2025. This was live from Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
And look, this wasn't just your average Friday night show. Oh, no. This felt different. Defined by this huge confrontation. It feels like it's genuinely shifted things for two massive names.
Right.
Yeah, our main focus really has to be this incredible segment. John Cena comes out and delivers what everyone's calling a reverse pipe bomb.
Ah, okay. Aimed at CM Punk, I assume.
Aimed squarely at CM Punk, yeah. And if you know your wrestling history, just hearing pipe bomb connected to these two...
Oh, yeah, that brings back memories.
Yep.
Serious ones.
Exactly. This wasn't just, some standard promo time. It felt like a masterclass, carefully put together to echo that famous moment from years ago, really setting the stage for their match. It's huge.
Absolutely. And that's sort of the mission for this deep dive, right? To really unpack all the layers from this one SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
We've looked at a whole bunch of wrestling news sources, the usual suspects, Wrestling Inc., Fora, Lumania, ProWrestling.net, places like that.
Yeah.
To show you exactly how this one night, just one show in Grand Rapids, completely reframed the whole story for these guys. And set things up perfectly for the next big pay-per-view.
Right.
And what's really interesting, I think, is the unexpected stuff, the twists, the character dynamics. It made it compelling viewing, not just as like a wrestling show, but almost like ongoing drama.
Totally. So, okay, let's jump right in. The main event of that SmackDown, it was John Cena, the undisputed champ, against R-Truth.
Okay, yeah.
Now, that match didn't end cleanly, not even close. Cena actually lost. DQ.
By DQ. Cena. How?
He used the championship belt.
Yeah?
Just blatantly used it as a weapon. I mean, for Cena, the guy who's usually Mr. Hustle, loyalty, respect, it was pretty shocking.
Wow, okay. And I'm guessing Punk had something to say about that. Oh, immediately after the DQ, bang. Punk's music hits. The place went nuts. You could just feel it. Punk charges out, obviously wants to get in Cena's face, but Cena... Man, he was ready. Totally turned the tables.
Oh, so...
Low blow on Punk. Just boom. Then picks him up. Attitude adjustment right through a table set up at ringside.
Whoa. Okay, so Cena's really leaning into this different side. Brutal.
Yeah, a really brutal display. Completely uncharacteristic aggression from him.
Absolutely shocking, yeah. But see, that physical stuff, that was almost just the warm-up.
Oh.
What really set the wrestling world talking, and what we really need to break down, was the promo Cena cut right after that.
Okay.
Climbs up on the turnbuckle, grabs the mic, and just launches into this reverse pipe bomb.
A reverse pipe bomb, yeah.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Cena actually admits, flat out, that he likes Punk. Says he likes him more than almost anyone he's ever worked with.
Oh, that's a twist.
But then, like in the very next breath, he just absolutely shreds Punk's authenticity. Calls him, and this is a direct quote, the best bullshitter in the world.
Wow. Okay, that's direct. Yeah, and what's so significant about this reverse pipe bomb thing, our sources are all pointing this out. It's a direct callback, an echo of Punk's own famous 2011 promo.
Right, the original pipe bomb.
Exactly. But now it's Cena, the supposed company guy, the good guy, who's doing it. He openly mocked Punk's 2011 style.
How did he mock it?
He even started name-dropping, referencing stars from, like, AEW and TNA, old WWE names, too. It wasn't just personal insults. It felt like a meta-attack.
Hitting him on that whole voice of the voiceless thing?
Precisely. Trying to chip away at Punk's whole legacy. Questioning if that authentic persona was ever real. It makes you think, for Cena, this isn't just about the title. It's about exposing Punk, or what Cena sees as Punk's performance.
And it forces us to rethink Cena, too, right?
Absolutely. It completely changes how we see Cena's character.
Yeah, you really hit on something key there. This whole angle, it's not just about the undisputed WWE Championship anymore. It gives Cena this fresh edge, a kind of cynical edge, maybe, and a really personal reason to go after Punk.
Definitely.
It's turned their title match into, well, like you said, a full-blown character showdown. It's ideology versus ideology now, almost as much as wrestler versus wrestler. But SmackDown wasn't only about Cena and Punk. Even though that was massive, there was other important stuff happening, setting up Night of Champions.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, if we widen the lens a bit, the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments, those were heating up too, reaching the final stage.
Right. Who made it through?
Well, Randy Orton beat Sami Zayn. And that wasn't just any win. It was a proper, gritty match. Really showed Orton's back in top form, looking intense heading into that final. Reminded everyone why he's still, Viper-level dangerous.
Okay, Orton's in the King final and the Queen's final.
That was Asuka going over Alexa Bliss. Pretty dominant performance from Asuka, actually. Cemented her spot. Looks like a really strong contender for the crown.
So Orton versus whoever won the other semi, and Asuka versus her opponent. Finals locked in for the pay-per-view. Adds another big layer.
Exactly. Adds serious stakes to Night of Champions.
And, something else that kind of stood out, SmackDown felt like it was really carefully planting seeds for future stuff.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, there was that segment setting up LA Knight against Bronson Reed. Ended up being a pretty wild brawl.
Okay.
And Paul Heyman's faction got involved. Knight stood tall in the end. But the involvement of Heyman's guys, that felt significant.
Yeah. Like maybe new alliances forming or
yeah.
Heyman expanding his influence.
Exactly. It wasn't just a random run-in. It felt like it was signaling something. Maybe a power play, maybe Heyman trying to pull guys like Knight or Reed into his orbit eventually.
Interesting. So using this show not just for the immediate build to the pay-per-view, but laying longer-term track too.
Yeah, it really shows how they use these weekly shows, build the immediate hype, but also keep those background stories simmering.
Smart booking.
So yeah, to kind of wrap up the key takeaways, SmackDown, June 20th, it was huge for establishing this full-blown character showdown, like we said, between Cena and Punk.
Definitely the main takeaway.
It's way beyond just the title now. It feels like it's about legacy, credibility, who's real, who's not, and it's all coming just days before Night of Champions.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we got the King and Queen of the Ring finals locked and Orton and Asuka looking strong, and that little tease with LA Knight, Reed, and Heyman. It shows how important this one episode was in setting that whole Saudi Arabia card up.
Absolutely crucial. And, it leaves us with a really interesting question, something for you, the listener, to kind of mull over.
Okay.
Given Cena's attack on Punk's authenticity, right, calling him the best bullshitter, mocking the 2011 style, what does that reverse pipe bomb actually tell us?
About
how character, performance, and reality itself are kind of evolving within wrestling.
Ah, right. The lines blurred.
Exactly. In this world where we're always debating who's being authentic, who's putting on an act, how do these staged confrontations, these worked shoots, how do they actually reflect bigger ideas in our culture about who's considered real and who's just performing?
That's a deep one. When the performance is about calling out someone else's perceived performance, where does it end?
Precisely. Food for thought.